Oh, hello there. Yes, well, maybe today is a good day to die, as Worf would say. Yes, especially when you're faced with the Borg. There's a lot of them out there. We just give them different names, don't we? Yes. Anyway, today, God, it's awful, isn't it? Yeah, the Iranians and the Iraqis. No, it's the Iranians this time, isn't it? They're awful, aren't they? Come back to the Iraqis. Probably the Afghans as well, won't we? They're awful, aren't they? Very threatening, yes. Anyway, it's glorious. Been glorious to see our right-wing press deciding that we very much must get involved in having a go at the Iranians. Something basically that the American right have been wanting to do for well over a decade. And of course, there's never, for a particular commentariat and managerial and MP style people, there's never a war that the US is vaguely interested in that we can't get involved in, or in this case indeed Israel, because obviously having gone through Brexit we need to exist as a sovereign nation and well, just do what they do. Yeah, a whole bunch of people that whenever they hear the shout fight, just have to go running in that direction and drag the rest of us along, because after all, think about their sage advice in the past. No, don't think about mass demonstrations under Tony Blair. Don't think about that. Don't go there. Don't. Not that one, all right? Yes. So, of course, exemplified all this stuff yesterday by the Daily Telegraph, whose entire paper line was, yeah, of course we're gonna have to sort them out, and inviting Jordan Peterson, yes, him, yeah, good friend of Russell Brand. So you know that he is a discerning character to tell us all about how dangerous Iran is and what we need to do. Yeah, because there's no historical precedent for us getting involved at length in very destabilising wars, is there, Jordan? Maybe it's to do with the lobsters, eh? Yeah, because you know what the lobsters do with the stuff that we must do. Julia Hartley-Brewer was chatting away to Dominic Spence, and yeah, it was just exactly the same thing, right? Yeah, well, obviously, let's get in there. Yeah. Human cost? Nah. We'll come back to that one, of course, yeah. But my favourite one was out of all of them, okay, was the meltdown yesterday amongst particularly the Reform MPs about the Chagos Islands going back to the Mauritius. We got Rupert Lowe here, not content with trashing Britain's reputation through his own arrogance. Starmer is now actively handing away what little influence we have left in the world. Yes, British interests must come first, yes. What about the people that were there? And the answer is, yeah. He's also very concerned about the Gibraltarians. It sends a message to the Gibraltarians, his contacts in Gibraltar. Yeah, me neither. Yeah, it sends a really bad message to them that, bearing in mind that, what people look like is very important, and bearing in mind the people in Gibraltar, yeah, we can just do stuff to the people in Mauritius. Not this colour, so that's fine, okay? Yeah, they can just be moved out and have their islands irradiated if we fancy, or the Americans can just build a base because we are being threatened by China once again. Another group of people that oddly I don't think I've ever been threatened by anybody who's Chinese. I could well be wrong. Like I say, maybe it's a sleeper cell or something. Yeah, could be. You know what the communists are like. Yes. Odd, isn't it? Yeah, that we're so happy to move people around and destabilise them to such a large extent that they actually come here, and then magically all of those veterans, think about Afghanistan and those 400 plus dead British soldiers, not to mention all the psychological cases that were sitting in shop doorways now. And of course we need to be concerned about them because of course why aren't we looking after them in front of the immigrants, all these asylum seekers from war zones that oddly just kind of happen with no responsibility on behalf of those powers that actually initiate them. You can't make this stuff up. You really just can't make this stuff up. And the thing that astounds me about Rupert Lowe and you Julie Hartley-Brewers and the rest of them is they are totally incapable of seeing how they look to people that don't look the same way as them. Yeah? And I know, yes, of course, yes, I'm doing that whole woke and decolonising thing. Yeah? Yes, I know. But think about it from the perspective
of somebody who was shipped out from an island that they lived on for generations in the 1960s to make way for a US cruise missile destroyer base. Do they have any rights? No, because it's geopolitical. We'll hear that word, geopolitical, an awful lot over the next few days, because after all, there is a very, very dangerous and destabilising power in the Middle East, and we wouldn't want them to have nuclear weapons, would we? Anyway, Friday. Do have a lovely one. Sunshine. Woo! Make best use of it. You don't know how long you got.